never seen the sun before, lying on the ocean floor, walking through the wilderness, none of the loneliness. Hey, wild blue, hey, deeper than I ever knew. Hear that chair? That's me and your girl. Wild blue, hey, on a bed of gray. Hey, oh, baby, baby, wild blue. I found myself when I lost you. Exactly. I found myself when I lost you. That's the meaning of today's show. What was the point? I want to know. I'm proposing a question today, and the question is, what was the point then? What was the point? There's a glare on MattyTHINKS, the sign. But I don't want you to be discouraged. And I don't want you to squint your eyes too much and try and read it. Because it says MattyTHINKS 37 on it. Which means it's been 36 hours that we've been doing this live stream. And we're on the 37th hour. And I have a question. And the question is simple. The question has been recorded here. And it is, what was the point? Why were we friends in the first place? Why did we date in the first place? Right? Why did we start a business in the first place? Why did you say you wanted to make music together in the first place? What was the point? I don't understand that. The reason I'm bringing this up today is because I'm going to make sure that the glare is not on that damn thing. Oh, baby, baby, wild blue, woo, woo, woo. A little bit of readjustment, a little bit of perspective change, and it makes a world of difference. You can't see it because it's too much sunshine. It's too bright. You turn it a little bit, it's clear. You remove the shade and you see the sun. That's what I did. I removed the shade and saw the sun. My question is, what was the point the whole time? I saw someone today at the gym who I spoke to last week. And when I was in the sauna last week, I did a little test. I put a little information out. Through a fucking wormhole. Through a rat hole. I threw a fucking rat hole information into a rat hole. Saw this person in the sauna. I know that this person is a direct connection to everybody that I don't talk to. All right? I know that they're a direct connection. I'm always nice to them. I've been nice to them for a while. We literally used to go to trips together to Bimini when we were kids. I know his parents. I hit my head on a rock in Bimini. His dad stitched my head together. His dad's a surgeon. I know this guy well. That's why it's so weird. What was the point? I saw him today, and we both did the whoosh, which is fine with me. I just don't understand what was the point of the 10 years. You know, what was the point of pretending to be friends for so long? I dropped a little information into the rat hole last week just as a test. And immediately that information was spread. I got a text within like a day. Within like a day, I got a text. So the information given was leaked. So like, it's weird though. I have to still see people. This is what my life has come to. And my life is on a weird period now because now I see people that I used to know. And it's literally, you didn't have to call me on. Sorry if I clipped that. Making love it never happened, we were nothing. No, it didn't mean so long. You treat me like a stranger and it feels so low. Somebody I used to know. I'm in this somebody I used to know phase. And I still see these people because I still live in the same place. I still work out at the same gym. Okay, so I see these people. And now it's like this weird thing. It's like annoying. It's almost like I just wish I could delete them. And I don't want to move. I'm not moving. I'm not going to relocate myself because I don't feel like seeing people. It's just I have to see them. And then we have to pretend like we don't know each other. And then we have to like walk past each other. And it's like now we're at this. We've gotten here. We've gotten to the pretending we don't know each other phase. Someone that I know so well. It's like an ex-girlfriend. It's just so weird to me. And so what I want to know is, in our lives, for you guys, are you holding any feelings of contempt? Are you holding any covert feelings? Are you harboring any resentment to people in your life? Because if you are, that's a big problem. It's a huge problem. Okay? Because what I have now realized, especially after today, after I leaked information into the rat hole last week, and then I had the rat hole pop the information out on the other side, I tested it, checked it, got the info, I was like, okay, that's another rat. Somebody I used to hang out with, that's a rat. It's a rat. Everybody I used to know. And then I realized on the way home, I was driving, I was talking to JC, I was like, wait, I remember this. These are people I've known my whole life, since middle school, literally. My middle school had 32 kids. These are people I've known my whole life. And so what I said to her, though, in the car is I was like, to be honest, though, these kids I didn't actually hang out with in high school. All the people that I recently was friends with and no longer am, I actually didn't hang out with in high school because they were like kind of nerdy and shit. Like they didn't do anything. Like they didn't go anywhere. They didn't go to any parties. They didn't hang out with anybody but each other inside of school. Like I don't think they even did anything outside of school. You know what I mean? These kids that I hung out with after, college and stuff. So when everyone kind of resettled, I ended up hanging out with this group of kids that they were always like kind of like, they were like in their own little separate group. And so I didn't ever think about them. They were not people I ever hung out with in high school. When I was in high school, I used to go out, and get all fucked up and stuff and all those things. But like, unlike the rest of my high school, comrades I went out with, I am not a fucking like complete reject loser now. I mean, everyone I used to party with in high school like peaked in high school. Like the cliche peaked in high school thing. Like, yeah, all my friends from high school like peaked in high school. Like really, like in the truth of it all. Like it's sad. And so I stopped hanging out with them for like that's one of the reasons. Other than the fact that I was like. There was like a woman problem with the main guy. The same thing that happened, except that it wasn't woman related. Anyway, the point is, the people I used to hang out with high school, they all are like losers now. And so I don't hang out with them. And on top of that, we all broke up after, high school ended. We all went our separate ways. And then me and the head guy got in a tiff over a girl. So then there was like that little thing. And then I went off to college and then it didn't. When I came back, it was all different. And then I reintegrated with a separate group of friends when I came back. People that I knew, but they were kind of like nerds in high school. Like I didn't hang out with them. They didn't go anywhere. They didn't do anything. So they were fucking nerds. And so when I came back to hang out with them, I forgot they were nerds. And so today when I was in the sauna, and I saw this guy and I was like, oh, I saw him today, not in the sauna, but I saw him in the sauna last time. I was like, oh yeah, these kids were nerds before, they're nerds now. I don't know why I thought anything different. I was like, oh my God, what am I doing? I'm like, no wonder they're being lame in nerds because fucking they're nerds. And so I just have to interface with these people because I see them. Like, I wish there was no way around that, but I am not switching gyms. I am not going to a shittier gym. I'm not going to LA Fitness. I can't stand LA Fitness. I'm not going to Crunch Fitness. I'm not going to Amped. I'm not going to a shittier gym. So nothing I can do besides now just do the walk past somebody you used to know thing. It's just annoying. I don't know. Is it me? A lot of times I think it's just, I do this a lot. Like, is the thing is like inverted. I just wonder if it's a me thing all the time. And what I think is, this is what I think it is. Here's what I think the truth is. I think everything I think is what other people think as well. I think I'm the only guy who says it. I think most people keep everything they think to themselves. So if they don't like somebody, they're not going to step up and say, fuck you. They're not going to publicly say they don't like them. They're not to their face even going to say they don't like them. Because most people, I think most people just want things to be easy. I don't think a lot of people want life to be difficult. But if you want a lot out of life, it's going to be difficult. There's no way around that. And so I thought about that person today. Like, his girlfriend is 50 years old and has like her face looks like this. This is his girlfriend. Like, when they fuck, he's got to pull out the Astroglide, and he don't even need to put a condom on because there's no chance. She ain't Elizabeth in the Bible. It ain't happening, right? So he fucks like this 50-year-old woman. So I'm like, what am I sitting here even caring about? You know? This guy's literally unhappy. I just saw him taking GLPs, and now he's on a cycle. He's dating a woman who's so fucking ancient. I think she knew Francis Scott Key. Okay? I think Alexander Graham Bell, the first phone call was to her. Okay? That's how old this bitch is. And the guy's my age. I'm 31. And so I'm just like, these people, life will give you the challenges you can handle, which is why the challenges never stop in my life, because I always overcome them. What the fuck is going on? Do you hear that? Yeah. The point is, every single day for me is a fresh load of shit. Every day is a fresh load of shit. It comes down quick, too. Like in The Grinch, with these who's throw away. That's my day. It's a fresh load of shit. Another load coming. What's that stench? It's fantastic. That's me. Every day. And to me, the stench is fantastic. Every day I get a fresh load of shit. I'm starting to get excited. Today, open up E-Trade. I can't sell my position. My phone is fucking frozen. My E-Trade app. The E-Trade app was down this morning. I looked it up. Hundreds of people marking it down. I go, great. Remember, I go, hey guys, we want Microsoft to go up. I can't get out of it. E-Trade's frozen. It's frozen. I'm like, oh my God. I have to pull up my computer. Now my computer has delayed quotes. So if you know anything about options trading, I'm getting delayed information on my computer. All right. So I don't actually get accurate, up-to-date pricing. And so I'm like locked out of my phone. I grab my computer. I price reference the phone, which has the real-time data. I execute an order from the thing, from the computer. Thank God it shows up on the phone. The reason I say that is because trading on your phone is easier than trading on your computer. E-Trade is designed to trade options like mobily. Like it's like literally a mobile options trading powerhouse. I love E-Trade. I've always loved E-Trade. But of course I wake up and it's a fresh load of shit. You know, it's a fresh load of mierda coming my way. Mierda coming my way. E-Trade won't open. I'm up a position and I'm like, I need to get out of this thing. Like options are quick and they go like this, zip, and then zip. The value of an option goes up and down so dramatically, so quickly, that you really have to have triggered positions and stuff like that inside of it. So if you don't have those triggers set up, which I didn't, because I didn't know what was going to happen, so I didn't set up a trigger because I didn't want it to double and execute because I had a feeling it could do better than that, which it did. So I was like, okay. But then I was locked and I'm freaking out, you know? And so I'm just like, every day is a fresh load for me. A fresh load coming down. Another load coming down. A fresh load coming down, right? So a fresh load of shit comes my way. The shit comes with the good, though. This was how life works. When good things happen, it comes with a load of shit. They come together. So I got the Cherokee, right? It came with a fresh load of shit, though. It was great. Love it. Got the quote today. 4,500. Not bad for what has to be done. For everything that has to be done, I don't think this is the last dollar going into this thing. But when I think about the finances, I told myself if I spent 5 more G's, that's fine. I only spent 18 on a car. All right. So if I spend 5 more G's, that's 23 grand for a car. That's great. $23,000 for a car is a good deal. Especially if it's a good car and it's got potential to get a lot of mileage. I'm trying to get 200,000 miles out of this. So if I put $25,000 into a car, I like to go by this interesting little metric that I go by, which is mileage, you know, per dollar. I like to know how much money am I paying per mile driven in this car. That's the statistic. That's the metric I like to find, because a car is just a means of transportation. On top of that, though, you gotta like a car. I don't think you should buy something, you know, mundane or banal or unappointed or pedestrian or civilian or not exciting or doesn't stand out. I don't think, and when I say stand out, I don't mean buy a Mercedes, because those don't stand out, by the way. They don't stand out. Supercars, Maseratis, all of that doesn't actually stand out anymore. It's because everyone can lease them anyway. I mean, I see 17-year-old kids with holding a DV out the thing, filming each other, driving a Lambo, and I'm like, yeah, this is. I mean, mommy, and if they could swipe credit and drive a Lambo, what's it matter anymore? So I like to find out with what I'm paying and how many miles I'm going to get out of it. So I got out of the Atlas because I spent a lot on the Atlas. And that's just because I was an idiot back then. I went with my father. He went with me. He helped me with the payments and all that stuff and the pickouts and getting a better deal because he knew the guy, because he was his client or something. You know, the classic, your dad's going to help you get a car thing. But my dad doesn't know anything about car buying. He knows nothing about car buying, negotiation, leverage, any of that. He's not familiar with it. And nothing wrong with that. It's something you have to learn by, you know. This is what I'm saying. Most people in life don't continue learning every day. The majority of people don't. Some people do. If you're on the MattyTHINKS, you probably do learn every day because you're on MattyTHINKS. If you're here, you're a genius. That's how it goes. Simple as that. It's the equation. MattyTHINKS, listener, genius. Same sentence. But like, I am like, look, people get screwed at car lots. People get screwed on new cars. People get screwed on used cars. It happens on both sides. The screwing in a used car is by hiding things that I don't know about because it's a used car. Accidents, you know, rust, fucking engine problems, things that are like hidden that if you're not very knowledgeable, you wouldn't be able to see. And even if you called out, the salesman would just sell it to somebody who didn't know. And then in a new car, the new car scam is that these things just don't have a lifespan. They don't actually have the mileage. They don't literally have any value over time. That's the issue with new cars. So you're stuck in a bucket of like, so what do I do? Do I buy a used car, potentially get fucked? Do I buy a new car and know I'm getting fucked? I, being the kind of guy who wants to learn and not be ignorant forever, like, here's what I learned about getting the Cherokee. It's simpler. The engine design is all in front of you. Nothing's covered up. My V-dub that I just gave, you open it up and all you see is plastic covering. You don't actually see anything. Everything is hidden and encapsulated and compartmentalized and done differently intentionally to make it more difficult to work on so that you got to take it to, you know, Volkswagen or whatever. Now, I pop open the damn Cherokee and I'm like, I already know so much more about how an engine works, how a car runs, than I did before I bought it. So my knowledge in an automobile, you know, functionality has skyrocketed. And I didn't think I would. I know so much more about a car. I probably know more about a car than the average person. Because the average person doesn't know anything about a car. Why? Because they don't want you to. This is why I bought a retro car. This is why I bought a 98 Cherokee, which I got the quote on and it's going to get fixed. So see you later. It's going to work. It's done. It's done. It's done. It's going to work. This guy I've been talking to is a good guy. Fucking not ripping me off, you know. I really trust him. It's, you know what? I don't need to I don't look at reviews. I don't look at reviews. I look you in the eye. I don't read reviews. Reviews are all BS. The businesses at the top of Google listings are the worst businesses to go to. Because what they do is they focus on getting their reviews to look good. Now, why would one focus on making reviews look good as opposed to just making the business great and the business have customer and revenue retention? Exactly. So when you grow up and you open your eyes and you stop listening to anybody, like I'm telling you, the advantage of getting rid of the noise, getting rid of the people that you don't need, and then bringing back in the ones that you attract, is that you get to make your own decisions. Like my decision on Microsoft is not, I don't watch CNBC. I don't read articles on the stock market. I don't watch CNBC. I don't listen to anybody else. I was in a group chat that was like a stock trading group chat. I left it because every single day it's another stock that's up 100%. Every day there's a fly-by-night stock up 100%. You need to trade your own news, okay? You need to make your own news. This is one of my quotes, is make your own news. So what I realized is when I was trading based on information from a group chat or from CNBC or from Motley Fool or from Yahoo Finance, or whatever, if I'm taking headline information and I'm making a decision, well, that news isn't new to, everybody. Everyone's already heard it because it's news. It's everybody's news. So as they say, if you're reading it in the Wall Street Journal, it's already too late, right? So what I like to do is just follow a stock myself, watch it, buy it, sell it, get in, buy calls against it, puts against it, find out about how it behaves. On top of the fact that Microsoft is Microsoft. I mean, how much do I need to know about Microsoft? It's the most successful stock in history, right? And I've been an owner for over a decade. So I know a lot about the company. I know a lot about the stock. I know how it behaves. So I know when things are abnormal with the stock. What's abnormal with Microsoft is that it sold off so much, 25% in 2 months. That's a lot for one of the biggest 7 companies in the world. For a $3 trillion company to sell off 25%, and it's not like Microsoft is the most successful stock in American history. So when the most successful stock in American history, the most popular software that everybody has, is tumbling. I understand all the AI stuff, which I'll get into, by the way, a little bit about my opinions on AI. My expanded opinions would have additional information, not me watching bullshit on the internet. I'm going to tell you a little bit about, I don't know how much you guys know about how LLMs work, but they don't actually know anything, and I'll tell you why. So it's kind of why AI is a scam. So I do believe that the tech market is overvalued, and Michael Burry came out today and said that actually Microsoft, Apple and Meta and other companies investing in AI, and I think even, I'm not sure Microsoft was one of them. He said that they're doing like Sarbanes-Oxley level accounting fraud to hide and misrepresent the losses that are taking place in AI right now. So I do believe that there's definitely some sort of imminent sell-off coming. The question is, how long until everyone realizes that AI is bullshit? Because I still know people going around trying to make AI businesses, and I'm like, I don't know what you guys are going to do because you guys don't even know how AI works. It's not like you're a tech guy making an AI business. You're like a fucking idiot making an AI business. How are you going to make it? The amount of people I don't talk to anymore because they're just like idiots. I'm like, no, you're a dumbass. Like, I don't talk to anybody anymore I think is stupid. I don't. It's fun of the mileage in the car. So if I get 200K, we want to get $25,000 because I bought 18 and I'm going to put 5K into it, get it done. Let's say if we got 200,000 miles out of that, it's, is that true? It's $12 and it's 12 cents. It's 12.5 cents. So the Cherokee will cost me 12.5 cents per mile driven because I'll get 200,000 is what I've been told. I've been told 300 plus, but it already has 92. So 200,000. So the Atlas, I paid $32,000 for the Atlas and drove it for 75,000 miles. So let's see how fucked on I got on the Atlas, right? 42 cents per mile. And so I don't believe in any way when a used car salesman hides some shit, and it's actually not as bad as the first guy said. This guy's saying there's some surface rust on some things, but some things are good. We're going to rebuild the differential. The differential's screwed. So we're rebuilding the differential. That's the big thing. They're going to pop the back axle. There's 2 solid axles on a Cherokee. They're going to pop the back axle open. Inside of it, rusted, deteriorated all of the gears inside of it. It's like when it rides. So that's the big item. We're going to knock out, bang, 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 all the freeze plugs. That's confirmed, and we're going to replace those. The brakes here's what, by the way, this is what I thought happened, was why the car smoked up. We drove it 700 miles with the brakes closed. The brakes were lightly locked. The brakes were lightly locked because the brake fluid was leaking. So the engine coolant, the brake fluid were both in the oil. Get this. The oil, the engine coolant, and the brake fluid, all 3 leaking. All 3. So the brakes throughout the drive locked. And then we drove locked brakes and burned them off. I had no choice. I asked the guy on this live stream, you can be my witness. I said, go watch the episode when I bought the Cherokee, or when I negotiated the Cherokee. I said, will it give me trouble on the way home? He said no. I said, come on, is it going to give me trouble on the way home? I asked him 3 times. It gave me trouble on the way home. But it's not that big of a deal. Like, if I didn't drive it, I probably wouldn't have had to replace the damn calipers because I wouldn't have burned them all the way out. But it's not even a big deal, dude. It's just like, I mean, It's thousands, but it's like, this is all like, we have to rebuild the axle, the rear axle. I mean, there's just no way around that, you know? So it's not even that much money, dude. Like, this is not expensive. Do you understand that my quote at Gunther was $8,000 for shit I didn't need on the Atlas? This is shit I do need. And it's like, this is not expensive. For a rebuild, this is not a bad deal. Like, that's what I'm trying to tell you, is that there's so much cash value in these retro cars, and they don't want you to have them, because if you have a retro car, your knowledge of shit skyrockets. So my knowledge of cars skyrocketed, and they don't want you to know anything. Who's they? Always when I say they is anyone that sells you a product. It's who it is. Auto manufacturers who sell you cars don't want you to know how the cars work. See what I'm saying? They don't want you to know, because then you'll just go buy something that's of better value. If you knew anything about cars, you wouldn't buy a 2027. Because why? That's $70,000. And I don't see the difference, and they don't have the mileage. They literally, at 75, 80, all new cars after 2020 on, the last like 6-7 years, so since the coronavirus, all cars made since COVID, like, I'm not seeing any staying power. I had a COVID car in 2021, and the thing was literally falling apart. By the way, they listed it. Cherokee Auto Group listed it for sale at $18,000. So I got the Cherokee for $18,000. He probably got it for $12,000. He traded me the Atlas at $12,000, but he is listed it for $18,000. So that's what the guy does. He makes $6,000. That's his number. So all in all, pretty cool. I'm pretty happy about that. So other than that, as I was saying earlier, the opening of the episode, I was talking about what was the point. And then I was going to talk about, as I told you, I'd go into why I think the AI thing is bullshit, though I can go into that later. I don't really see that to be that important. But here's the point with the AI thing. Let me just tell you this in case you're not sure about how an LLM works. An LLM doesn't actually know anything. So when your ChatGPT, by the way, you guys might not know this. When you're typing on your little ChatGPT and you ask ChatGPT a question, when it's doing that little thinking thing and it's writing words down like that, it doesn't know what the next word is going to be. It does not know what the next word is going to be. So you tell me how it knows what it's going to say. It doesn't. It uses statistics. Basically, an LLM is a massive statistical model. That's what it is. And what it does is it lumps words into like categories. In the same way that a word, think of like a word map, like a word heat map. Think of like the amount of times a word shows up, the more prevalent words will be bigger. Essentially, they group things into like categories based on context, usage, etc. And so when you write a question into ChatGPT, it actually breaks down not even just the words, but into actually into syllabic fundamental elements. It actually assigns numerical values to those, and then those are given like probabilities. And so it basically knows what is the most probably correct answer when given this. That's exactly how it works. And it's dynamic, as in it's ever crunching, ever processing, ever learning how better to predict patterns, not ever learning how to reason. Here's the issue. That's the issue. That's why AI isn't going to take over right now. That's why this whole AI thing's a bunch of bullshit. That's why it's completely overvalued. That's why when you ask ChatGPT questions, it can't get it down. If you tell it to, remember, put that back in, it forgets, because it's not forgetting. It's not hallucinating. It's not thinking. It's not thinking the way you do. It's predicting. It's recognizing patterns, lumping actual word cells and sections of words like WH, AT, and what, into, again, different sort of buckets of similarities, right? And then dynamically and contextually cross-references all those things with the proper answers, and then gives you a probable right answer, which most of the time is right because they have trained these things. But as it gets more complex, it's wrong, because since it's using a probabilistic call and response, when you ask it to do things like write an entire novel, not give me a 500-word essay. They did an experiment where they had a novelist and ChatGPT both wrote a 500-page, I think it was like an essay or a book review or whatever. And you can't tell the difference on which is which, right? And this isn't the ChatGPT by you guys. This is like OpenAI doing it and them doing it well, prompting it well. And you can't tell the difference. But when it comes to long, like whole, complete books, it can't do it. Not as well as a human being can. And the reason is because the LLM is not, again, intelligent. This is what you need to understand. You need to be intelligent yourself and use your brain and turn off the headlines. Read about how these models have started to learn from previous AI outputs, i.e. a snake eating its own tail. JPC, what's up, by the way? Oh, what you just said gave me, wow. The visual is kind of freaking me out, actually. Read about how these models have started to learn from previous AI outputs, i.e. a snake eating its own tail. Are you getting that? It's taking bad data and ingesting bad data, incorrect information into itself. If it's going to, that's sniffing your own fart. That's what AI is doing. Snake eating its own tail, that's the intelligent JPC answer. You want the idiot answer, MattyInk? It's you smelling your own farts, like I just did in here. You're sniffing your own farts. That's what AI is doing. It's sniffing its own farts, okay? The point is, as you're hearing here, it's not actually intelligent. It's not even really artificially intelligent. This is what I've been going on, guys. You've heard me complain forever about this. It isn't intelligent. It's statistical. It's based in not reason, but statistics, probability. It's the most likely answer given the contextual grouping of these words and word cells. That's what it does, and then it spits it out. Okay? The same thing, just imagine now, apply that to a photograph. Apply that to a video. I'm doing comedy tomorrow night, and the headshot I had was like cut off here. It was like literally cut off right here. And so the guy was like, I need the top of your head so I can cut your face out for the flyer. And I was like, I actually don't have any more room. The actual photograph is cut off here. And so I used AI expand. And again, it's doing the same thing. When it added, I had like 3 different versions of my hair I could select from, right? It was like, and I was like, okay, I can see how it's following the pattern. It obviously recognizes probably that it's hair, because I was watching 60 Minutes, and 60 Minutes was going on about how in, I think, Africa or another country, it was a country that was not as developed as, the US or England and blah, 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 whatever the other developed countries are. I'm not an expert. But people there were training the AI. Like, they would look at photos and go like, bike, Suno modeling, learning from its own slot music output. JPC, I'm sorry, that actually makes me excited. I like that idea that you just said, JPC. Suno failing and fucking itself up and making worse and worse music. Could you imagine, to your point, JPC, imagine it getting worse and worse. It's like 2013 all over again. It's SoundCloud all over again. It's getting worse and worse and worse. Even though I kind of like some of the SoundCloud trap music, I'll still bump some 2015, 2017, like trap music that's trash, and I still love it. You know what I mean? So whatever. But exactly. So this is what I'm saying. Also, by the way, the guy from OpenAI who, during his commencement speech at some college, I don't know if you saw him, I forgot his name, it's Vlaanderen Brindgaring. He's like a foreign guy in some way. He has like one piece of hair up front. He used to work at OpenAI. He told us in 1 year the soldiers would take over. Literally in an interview the other day, he talked about how the AI isn't as smart as it is. I was like, didn't you just say it was going to take over? And so the prediction, look what JPC's saying. Could you imagine, what if it regresses? What if it downtrends in quality because it's, again, breathing its own exhaust? All right, it's eating its own tail. It's learning from its own output. It could get worse. I know people in life who have gotten worse. They get worse because they make false conclusions, which makes them less on the money. It makes them less intelligent, makes them less whatever. People can digress. They can get worse. So the same thing. Like, now here's what I want to say. If I'm a big Nostradamus man, this wave, big dump off on this AI wave. What I do fear will happen is, second time around, everyone goes, it's that fake AI shit this time. This time it's not. I'm talking like 25 years from now. The second wave, that might not be a joke. You know? When they come in and they give you this fake probabilistic thing because they can't come out again with another advanced chatbot. No, fool me once. So if AI, let me turn this down. I keep clipping my mic. It's so annoying. When AI comes back again after this upcoming downturn, which will happen because it has to happen. The downturn in the AI overvaluation has to happen because it's impossible to lose that much money and not have stock sell off. And so when the numbers come out, once they're done fudging the numbers, once Microsoft and Apple and whoever else involved is done, or I should say, like, was it Amazon and Google? It was Google and Microsoft. When they're done fudging their accounting to write off the losses, it's going to come down. There's going to be a massive. Microsoft sold off 25% in the last 2 months. I mean, the market's going to sell off 25, 30. And it's going to come right out of the freaking NASDAQ. Costco and Dollar General. The second wave, though. The second wave. When you're, say I'm 30. When I'm 60, yikes. When I'm my dad's, well, my dad's older. My dad's like 70 something. When I'm my dad's age, that AI wave might be different. That might be different. Because this one's a big fake. This one's a big advanced chatbot. I don't know why you guys got so impressed, by the way. Here's been my issue with ChatGPT from the beginning. At the time ChatGPT came out, me and this guy, David Lindsley, were starting a company called Music Futures. And David Lindsley is a very intelligent person. I actually miss David Lindsley. I texted him the other day. We had short texting exchanges, but I miss David Lindsley. We started a company called Music Futures. It was a music trading company. I still want to do it in the future, which you could then create a team of musicians, and how they streamed in real life would serve as points in the game. We actually developed an entire game. You can go to Music Futures. You'll see some of the mock-ups on. If you go to x.com and go to Music Futures, you'll see the mock-up pinned up on our page. Fucking sick. Did a whole pitch deck. Must have pitched like six to 10 different investors. Went to an went to an investor conference. The reason I'm bringing this all up is why David Lindsley's a smart guy. I told you about David Lindsley. We're talking about AI. Right when ChatGPT, blah, blah, blah. So right when ChatGPT came out, we were like heavy into looking at it. We're like, what is this thing? Because everyone's freaking out. And to be honest, I'm not going to kidding. From day one, was not impressed. I actually got more impressed recently. I think some of the AI's gotten better, but not to the point that they predicted. It's gotten better. It's gotten to like where it should have been when it started, kind of thing, like 3.5 years ago when it came out. By the way, they've been working on AI, by the way. I went to an AI museum. They've been working on AI since the 50s, so this isn't new. Just like, just like the internet didn't come out in like the 80s, 90s. It's the same old story. I went to an AI exhibit. Dude, Alan Turing basically was ahead of AI. The guy who created the damn machine that predicted, that did the cryptography for the, what was it called? Big Think, whatever. His name. I forgot the name of the machine he had. Alan Turing. He created the machine. It was a cryptographic machine. It was in the imitation game, and it would decode shit. Anyway, I went to this AI exhibit, and they were talking about how Alan Turing, during the Cold War when they were doing the cracks, was it during World War II? It might have been during World War II. It was. Enigma. I think Enigma was the Russian one. I don't know if ours was called Enigma. I think theirs was called Enigma. Anyway, Alan Turing essentially was working on what would be future probabilistic, what now is AI. So this isn't new. So when the chatbot came out, the advanced chatbot that was called ChatGPT, and everyone blew their mind because it could write an essay. By the way, this is what we were like. I was like, me and David Lindsley, we're both good writers, okay? So I was like, this one isn't writing better than us, okay? And two, you guys went to school, right? The only thing I learned in school, literally, was how to write an essay. That's the one thing that I retained from school, is I can write an essay. So I don't know why we are impressed, because ChatGPT can write an essay. You can write an essay. I don't get it. We used to, every single week, month, semester, we'd turn in essays, final papers. I've written 100 essays in my life, So I don't understand why we're all like, oh my God, it can write my email. I'm like, so can you. And it doesn't even do a good job. It writes the wrong shit sometimes. So we were never impressed with it. So David and I's sort of like pitch was like, no AI, But at the time, AI was so hot. So if you just said AI, they'd give you money. This was like 2023, 2024. Like 2 years ago, they would just throw money at you if you said AI. But let me tell you a little bit something about the VC space, the venture capital space. Is nepotism. It's the Hollywood of company founding. That's what venture capital is. If you didn't go, dude, here's how venture capital works. You go to one of 7 schools, and if you go to one of 7 schools, when you go into the meeting, they take the money and they give it to the alumni of those 7 schools. It's a circle jerk, the whole venture capital thing. It's a complete if you know, you know thing. Now, of course, are there exceptions? There's exceptions to everything. But it's a tightened up, locked up industry. The only way to get money in VC is to know somebody. And so you have to kind of fake your way in, which is what we did. That's how we landed the meetings we did. We kind of faked our way in. But everyone invested in everything was AI at the time. There was a guy who raised money and it was literally an AI, like it was like a doctor's like document reading thing. I'm like, is this even I'm like, all he was doing was leveraging ChatGPT to like ingest their like paperwork at the doctor's office and then like digitize it or something so they don't have to deal with the paperwork. It was like not even like, I'm like, this isn't even you raise money? I'm like, how? This isn't even a company. It's not even, it's just like a service. It's like a SaaS company, you know? So that's why these LLMs don't know anything. They're not actually intelligent. They're not using reason. They're using probability and prediction and pattern recognition. Though, of course, you could come back at me and say, Matthew, well, fundamentally, your brain operates on pattern recognition. But I don't think any one of us is in a position to discuss how a human brain works, because I don't think anyone really knows how it works. I mean, they don't know how to cure ALS. They don't know how to cure Parkinson's. They don't know how to get rid of dementia. I don't think they know how to work on it like they work on a 98 Cherokee. I don't think they can crack your head open and replace the dam and replace the freeze plugs. You know, I don't think that's how the brain works. So I really dislike when either you give yourself intelligence you don't have, or you give technology intelligence it doesn't have, and you discount the beauty of this whole entire thing that we're inside of. I really don't like it. I think it's spitting in the face of whomever, whatever, whatsoever it is that you believe in. But I was talking to JC when we were driving home, I think, from Georgia, and I was like, yeah, it has to be something you go in and out of. It has to be. Here's why your life and our existence has to be something you go into and out of. It has to be, because everything's constrained. That's why. Because everything in it is constrained. There's no finity across the universe. There's a cosmic speed limit. There literally is a cosmic speed limit. There's literally a cosmic speed limit. It's 300,000 meters per second or something, right? Something like 300,000 miles per second. 300,000, something like 300,000 miles per second, something like that. So the point is, there's a speed limit. There's a confine, right? On top of all of that, there's holes. There's plenty of holes in the universe. Physical black holes, logical paradoxical holes in mathematics. One of them being that there's an infinite amount of numbers between 1 and 2, and there's also an infinite amount of numbers beyond that. So there's more numbers between 1 and 2 than there are numbers. That to me is a paradox. That's a hole. That's a hole. There's an issue there. It's collapsing upon itself. Because I think it's tied. It's tied like a knot. It's tied like a knot. The same way you tie a knot, lock a box, tie a bow. It's the equivalent. It's interdimensionally tied into a knot. It's knotted. So it doesn't actually go anywhere. I'm telling you. It's constrained. Your life ends. Every single thing has a beginning and an end. So that must mean, it just must infer that there's a way in and out of it. It just almost is obvious, okay? The faster you go, the slower time goes. If you reach 300,000 meters per second and you are a photon, time does not exist for you. Guys, I have been tooting. I'm sorry for that. I apologize. Time does not exist for you at the speed of light. And time ticks... the fastest when you don't move, when you're still. So what I'm saying is there's a constraint to the system. There's a terminus in your life. So what I'm saying is, I don't know why I'm going down this rabbit hole of talking about why I think that we're inside of something. And I don't mean a simulation or whatever the hell. I don't even want to give it a name or any sort of thing like that. I just believe to the strongest degree, that you aren't you, or the you that you think you are. Oh, well, because I was talking about how crazy the universe is and how we don't know how our minds work. You know what I mean? That's the answer. Right there. And I don't have any reason to prove it. I have no way to prove anything I'm saying, obviously, because no one can prove anything I'm saying. You know, no one can answer this question because the information is outside of it. You don't have all the information. That's another reason why it's obvious. Like, it's almost like obvious. You don't have access to all the information. It has a beginning and an end. It has constraints, literal speed constraints and energy constraints. It has all of these things. It has paradoxes inside of it, literal holes in it that information is lost, and actual mathematic paradoxes where information is lost because you don't have the answer as to why they would be that. So I find that because that's so beyond us, I don't like that we ever assume that we know anything. Even though I'm now, listen to me, hypocritical, saying I know. I'm not saying I know. I'm saying I infer, given the constraints and lack of perpetualness to this, lack of ever never-endingness, infinity to this, is why I think that this is something you can go in and out of. So my point is, I don't want to spit in the face of it by saying that AI is a genius, by glorifying technology, by saying someone's like a genius, or like people are very. I love that I say genius all the time. I'm not talking about that. I mean, like, I don't want to ever put anything else above sort of our sort of, we don't know, the great unknown. I think the great unknown needs to hold the highest in your life because you don't know. And you should fear what you don't know. I mean, that's naturally how the human being, that's how humans work. If you don't know, you're fearful. And so I don't like us. I don't want to doubt nature. I don't want to test it. I don't want to spit in its face. I don't want to glorify tech. I don't want to glorify any individual human being that breathes and bleeds the same blood as us. That's that Biggie Smalls. Ninjas bleed the same blood. Picture me being scared of someone that breathes the same air as me. Right? I love Biggie Smalls. I'm a big Biggie fan. I know it's terrible. You're supposed to be a fan of Tupac or something, but I just am a Biggie fan. I like Tupac too. I got Tupac records. I got Biggie records. I love Biggie Smalls. I just think he's the ultimate rapper. And I know you're like, of course, you're picking a guy from the 90s. And I'm like, yeah, but that's like peak hip hop. I mean, you're talking like that's like peak hip hop. I mean, that's like where it was like really melodic, super bars, a little bit kind of like the Silicon Valley techno, utilitarian betting on all the chips. I know. Dude, the Sergey Brin, he wants us to like become computers, and like Sam Altman wants to like upload himself. It's that's what I'm talking about. The singularity is in the bottom of the black hole. This whole us becoming the singularity, the whole uploading ourselves into the, it's like a computer god. I don't even actually know much about it because I don't really read into this part because I don't like it. I really don't like the exaltation of technology. I don't like the Sergey Brin. Tupac was actually a gay. Oh my God, Joe! I didn't even hear Joe. Joe, what's up? By the way, just to address people, yes, JPC, people are like us. Okay, let me address a couple of things. One, exactly. This betting all in thing with this AI, all singularity, we're all going to upload our consciousness to the cloud. No, I don't like that. I don't, it's again, I actually side with, and I never do, with like fucking Elon Musk, where I don't know if he's still on that side, but back 2 years ago, he was like saying, I'm pro-human. Tupac was actually gay, yo, LOL. He's from Baltimore, not the West Coast. Really? Tupac's from Baltimore? I didn't know that. Really? By the way, that's cool. Love it. JPC, your thing's in the air, by the way. Oh, not that hand motion. It's in the air. Shout out JPC. I'm kidding. Stop. Everyone stop. It's a joke. Joke. It's in the air. Really? You guys got me beat here. And I'm a hip hop fan. I didn't know. I know that I've watched videos of Tupac and I'm like, he's like 6 people. The one where he's like gay in one and very effeminate, and then like a gangster in the next one. And you're like, Tupac is almost interesting in like that sort of like dark side of interesting. Like, and you know what's weird too? There's not a lot of information on the whole East Coast, West Coast thing was like, I mean, I know they just recently solved like who killed Biggie Smalls and Tupac and all that stuff, but there's just not a lot of information there. I feel there's maybe because they're both tied to gang relations and stuff, but a lot of information was lost during all of that time, whether through the police, whether through local people. He was just used as an avatar. Yeah, well, we know that. We know that he was not a real gangster. That's like, he's like the original 6ix9ine. I'm just kidding. But I think 6ix9ine just got arrested, by the way. It's cool, dude. I love that we're talking about Tupac, Biggie Smalls, bro. I got Ready to Die. I have like a remake of it. I want to get the original Ready to Die. Not that I hate him or anything. Facts. Joe, how you been, by the way, Joe? At JPC, how you guys been? I told you, JPC, I got your stuff on the way. I put some stuff in there, little extra things, just cool little things I thought with some historical stuff. I gave you the last couple. You open it up, you'll see it. It's just a little couple things. Nothing too exciting, but good stuff. So it's in the air. Really happy. That was cool to do. I love stuff like that. That stuff, talk about people are irreplaceable. It's so fun. When I was packing that box today, I just felt great. You know, I was like, oh, this is so cool. You know, this is what's fun about life. That's what's so fun. Is like fucking just the connection. Are you out of town right now, Joe? Oh, okay. No wonder you haven't hit me up. Well, good, Joe. I'm glad, and I'm still looking hot. There you go, as always, Joe. We missed you yesterday, Joe. But I was in the gym today, Joe. I did legs. But so we talked about all that. Now that we're all hanging out, the cool stuff is just to be an update on my life. I sent the package. I got the quote on the Cherokee. So the amount of streams, JPC, to pay for the Cherokee, which I will be taking cash down to save some money. Let's see how many streams I need to pay for the upgrade of the Cherokee. On delay? Oh, I know, Joe. I was going insane yesterday, but I'm glad you saw him. I saw your comment, and thank you, Joe. By the way, how cool is that little new voice note on YouTube thing? I feel like they're going to get rid of that. I don't think that voice note on YouTube thing's going to stay because of all the data implications of that. Audio is bigger than text. If everyone leaves audio, it'll get heavy, and if they don't, then they will not have engaged. And for both of those reasons, they'd have to get rid of the feature, in my opinion. But it's like when they had stories on YouTube. If you remember YouTube stories, ugh, what a flop that was. So $4,500 is what I got to pay this guy to fix the Cherokee. And I think he gave me a decent for the work he's doing. It seems like a good deal. I mean, again, I don't know anything. But I told him on the phone, the way I talk on the phone is like, I don't know anything. I don't know if you're ripping me off or anything. And he was like, no, ask around. You'll see. Kind of creepy though the audio feature is. I know, it is kind of creepy, Joe. I tried it just to try it. And I know. It is weird. I didn't really like it. Now that you're saying that, I will like, sometimes my opinion, yeah, where is it stored? Exactly. You're not talking about where the Cherokee's stored, are you? No, the audio. But the Cherokee is in Miami. No, it's in Hollywood. Let me tell you right now. Let's find out how many streams I need to pay for this. Let's divide the dollar amount by the stream. Oh, I need 1.125 million streams to pay for the Cherokee. So we're going to go to Microsoft stock and try to make returns there. to pay for stuff. Good news is it had a good day today. So that was good. But yeah, so that's that. The cool thing, another cool thing is the song comes out literally next week. It comes out March 10th. So how many days do we have? Okay, it's like a week and a half. Child's Play. Easy, right? Easy. Oh, and we're doing stand-up comedy tomorrow night, guys. I have to practice my stand-up tonight, and I'm tired, and I don't want to. I printed out my whole act, so I don't know if I'll like do it on here. Maybe I will if I get it down. Maybe I'll do it on here if you guys are open to it. You're gonna laugh at me doing the stand-up, but we hashed it out, so we're doing that tomorrow. That's really exciting, and we'll have JC film that. And so again, once I do the stand-up, the next day we'll review the stand-up. I always think that's so much fun. So that means that Friday we will probably be reviewing the stand-up video on Friday. Today we're hanging out talking about bullshit. Tomorrow is the stand-up night, so I don't know exactly what we'll do tomorrow for the show. We'll have to figure it out. But yeah. And besides that, what else is exciting? What else we got going on? That's done. I don't know, guys. It's Wednesday today, hump day, okay? And so basically I don't know. We've been doing really well, you know? Everything's been good. And so I hope you guys been good. I'm probably going to build a fire tonight. It's still cold. One last night of the cold here in South Florida. Is it cold everywhere else? In this nation? Is it cold everywhere? Let's see. Nation temperatures. National forecast maps. Is it cold everywhere? It's medium. It's like 50s up there. It's not too cold right now, huh? It says even all the way up in like, it's in the 30s way up near like Michigan and stuff. Maine's 33. It's 23. It's not that cold actually right now. That's kind of cool. So we're going to have one last fire tonight. I think it's in the 60s. I hope it's in the 60s. It's 65, going to be 57 tonight, which I'd like it to be a little, yeah, exactly. It's okay, right? So that'll be nice. And then, yeah, I know there was something else I wanted to say. I really know there's something I wanted to tell you. Say, 80s for us this weekend. Are you going to be down here, Joe? I'm guessing, yeah. I know, I kind of like the cold for a second. I don't want it to be hot again yet. Though, I want my grass to grow. And at 55 degrees, the grass stops growing. And I've just top dressed the whole lawn. So I kind of want it to grow. So blah, 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 blah. You know. Shit in one hand and wish in the other, see which fills up first. But tonight we're going to hang out. I have a song with Lord Score I was working on today. Yes. Working on a song with Lord Score. Got the song with Greg Shields coming out in a week and a half. Behind that, I got Couscous. We're going to shoot the music video for Couscous, so that's the new plan. I was on here bitching about making money in music, and I made a commitment to you guys. I will be spending $0 on Couscous. All of the money will go to the music video. So I'm excited. I'm pretty positive I'm going to look for maybe a cool photographer, like a cinematographer, like a video guy if I can. I want to get someone who's really like on the ball and like going to add to this Mother Rucker Hard Punk. Oh yeah. Is that, where you going? Remember my podcast show this Tuesday. Okay. Is it this upcoming Tuesday? Well, fuck yeah. I'll check it out, Joe. I watch them. I watched the one with you and Jess. I think it's the last one I watched. So, I will watch the podcast, Joe, on Tuesday. Can't wait. The punk band, by the way, looks like they were shredding guitar pretty hard. And that was cool. I talked to the Mangrove guy, by the way, Tony at Mangrove, and he said on Instagram, we were commenting back and forth, he said at his live show, he quoted this show, MattyTHINKS, and said, hey guys, give me $1 because 250 streams is $1 or whatever. And so I was like, that's kind of cool. Release will be Thursday. Okay. And we'll watch it Thursday when it comes out, Joe. I always watch it live, so let me know. Not always, but I've watched a lot of them live. The last one I watched was Jess. Tony, great guy. I like Tony a lot. Really good guy. And so it's kind of cool that I thought this show we do here, I made it a little short, and then it resonated with somebody else. And then he, in his live performance, talked about, hey guys, streaming's bullshit. I'm out here live. Give me $1. You know? And I thought that was really cool. So, the world is not all, it's not all dark. There's good things going on. We're hanging out. I love our hangouts. Yesterday was cool with the gang. That was me kind of talking about how I like this wolf pack we got going on. And we can keep the wolf pack small because I don't think we should add anybody to the wolf pack unless, I guess, law of attraction, we attract more of our type of people, more of our wolves for the wolf pack. Okay? So, I think that's cool. So I actually am like kind of content with what we're doing. Is it done? Excuse me. I don't know if you're in the wolf pack. You can't have ladies in the wolf pack. JC, I'm kidding. All right, guys, we're going to get a fire or whatever. I'll be back tomorrow. I love the conversation. As always, I learn more from you guys than you probably do from me. So thank you for teaching me. And as always, I love you.